talking head is back, and so are the mosquitoes. Yeah. Yeah, it's February, so it's rainy season at its best or worst. Yeah, it really depends on your view. So, just released Pressure Cooker Part 3. I recorded Part 4 and Part 5, but it's a trilogy. So, in Part 3, I wrapped things up nicely. I even used notes, which felt a bit awkward, but yeah, at least like the whole episode was like a slow train, just going and going and going and going and going. Very little wandering like I usually do. I was editing a video last night. I usually don't edit videos, but what I recorded on Facebook, it gets deleted after 30 days. And then you get this warning, then your video will be removed. And they offer an option where you can clip videos, trim or clip. And that's actually a nice feature. So I was listening to an old video about the curveball. Remember that one? Wow. So I made curveball clips. Some of them I use as story, which is nice because it's it's just a tiny bit you throw out there just to show or give people an idea, a feeler for what it is that I'm doing on this channel. And yeah, it does help because I doubled the amount of subscribers. And it's not about quantity. It's not about quantity for me. So I don't throw out just any short with a hook. No, I want my audience to know what it is that I'm doing, who I am, what it's all about. And I don't want just anybody. I mean, this channel might grow into a couple of hundred subscribers. But yeah, like 1 million subscribers or something. No, then for sure I will attract people that I don't want to be involved with. Like in life, I don't connect with everybody. No, I usually only connect with someone that resonates with me. And that doesn't necessarily mean they have to agree with me. Because this is in general what people do. Yeah, I love this person because I was talking to Agung, the manager here, how it goes within their culture, because it's really community based. And I also asked like, in what way do you support each other? And then he was talking about if someone has like a story and yeah, because there's such a tight community, everybody knows everything about each other. So if they know something about a person, like let's say someone is bragging all the time, or screaming for attention, he explained that usually just sit around, they nod, or they just listen, or they're just present, but they don't engage. They don't say anything to the person unless the person asks for help, like an immediate question, like, hey, can you help me with this? Otherwise, they will just let him be, or sit somewhere else. And he said, yeah, it's so often when it's about gossip, then you usually look for people who feel the same, or who think the same, or pretend to think or feel the same. And yeah, it makes sense, right? I just saw a clip I was making, and at the end of the clip I say that some yogi once said, relationships are the yoga of the West. And I don't think it's just the West. I think it's all around the world. Like relationships, they're such beautiful mirrors, but also very confrontational. Sometimes it's like in your face confrontational, like I really don't want to deal with you because you mirror back all my shadow, all my pain, all my sorrow, all my grievings, all my misunderstanding, like all these emotions that don't feel really nice. I don't feel comfortable with these feelings, so I will avoid you. And that's the difference for me. I like confrontation. I like to be mirrored, because we all have blind spots. And yeah, especially in good friendships, they mirror back your blind spots, and through them you get to see the whole you. You have to use discernment, however, because some people, they have like this image of you and they're holding on to it because it serves their ego. And yeah, no. Yeah, I like how a friend used to say, I don't know how to say this in English. I don't remember now, because I'm trying to remember the Dutch phrase, but I'm thinking English, so I can't even remember the Dutch phrase, so I cannot translate it either. It's something like, when someone says something about you or some truth, then he says, that truth I'm not gonna accept or gonna take on. It's because words are like spells. So yeah, if someone says something to you which doesn't feel right to you, and you don't agree with it, you don't just say, I disagree, which means you're not in agreement with what they say, but it even helps to say it out loud, like like a contrast spell, like yeah, whatever. I'm not fully awake yet. I've been going through weird things. In a couple of days, I'll be flying to Malaysia so I can re-enter Indonesia for another 2 months. And something happened. That I even don't want to speak into it anymore. I don't want to even talk about it. So I've been checking on the insides, like not so much what is this telling me, what is this showing me. No, just being with my feelings. Like, we don't need to talk. I see you. And I accept you. I'm okay with you. It's been tough. Yeah. It's mostly grief and disbelief. Like sometimes I cannot believe how humans act. And I know it's an act. I know it's a role they're playing, and so often they're not even aware of it. And sometimes they are aware of it, and that's even worse. I mean, if you're not aware of it, yeah, can't really blame you. I mean, you just haven't done the shadow work on that part, on that thing that's, some people just get taken over by the ego, by frustration, or the voice, those voices inside their head, the voices saying, yeah, he is he's a psycho. And sometimes they are aware of it. And then I'm like, okay, so if you're aware of this and you still continue this act, yeah, then I just have to protect myself and say, okay, no more. I used to say, you're not worthy of my attention. And now it's more like, I don't want to connect with you anymore. No exchange. Because your energies feel dark, heavy. And I'm okay with containment, like be a witness as a friend, or just as another soul, from soul to soul. But yeah, if you then start pointing at me, like you know, you have to be a really close friend for me to accept and tolerate this. And yeah, I've been tolerating this for too long with someone, you know who. Doesn't feel right anymore. It hurts. It really hurts me to see other people suffer, willingly or unwillingly, knowingly or unknowingly. Because I don't think we need suffering anymore, not as much as we used to. Yeah, this is particularly part of the ascending from third density to fourth density, from choice and dualism into love and understanding, compassion. And yeah, I mean, I can feel compassion for you. Or as, yeah, I loved how Bentinho expressed it. I love you, but I don't have to like you. So my love is there, but it doesn't mean I have to tolerate or accept or agree or disagree. No. It's like I've let go of so much baggage, and you just want to add on your baggage. No, I don't want your baggage. I don't need it. Maybe for a while to feel how heavy it is. And then gratefully give it back. Well, that brings me back to a session I did with someone in the community in 2020. She was like, she had this entity which was messing her up, heavy. And I gave her like a healing session, and then my guides told me, you can take on this demon, this entity, so you get to experience what it's like for her, and maybe, give her some time off, and maybe even get rid of the entity altogether. So I walked around with this entity for, I think, 2 or 3 days. It was heavy. I could feel its presence. But yeah, because I knew the me before and the me after, I could tell what was mine and what wasn't mine, what thoughts were mine, what wasn't mine, what feelings or sensations were mine or wasn't mine. And then after 3 days, I think it was 3 days, then suddenly it was gone. And I looked at her and, you're back. It almost seemed like she missed it so much because she was okay for a couple of days. But we get used to our demons. They like become part of us. So, yeah, I guess she invited it back or something. I don't know. Just or the entity was like, yeah, you're ignoring me all the time, so I'm gonna find my host again, my previous host. Yeah, I don't mind if you don't believe in demons or you think there's like woo woo. Demon or thought form or ghosts from the past. I actually believe there's plenty of how do you call it? Creatures that don't have a physical body, but they're here nonetheless. They're among us nonetheless. Steiner, he wrote a book, I don't know the translation in English, Nature Beings. It's like he talks about Deva and fairies and gnomes and creatures that used to live among us because they could take on physical form. And perhaps we were in a lower vibration, so the distance was not too much, so you could not see them. Like for so long, we were not able to see fourth dimensional and fifth dimensional beings, and now they're like all over the place. You know, these lizards that you suddenly see all over the internet, like, oh yeah, because if you live in this bandwidth and they live in this bandwidth, the way I see it, you can, from a high dimension, you can look into a lower dimension, but not the other way around. So if you're living in this dimension, the third dimension, for example, and a creature lives in fourth dimension, it's aware of you, but you're not aware of it. Well, in general. But now that we are also started to vibrate in this 4D frequency and even 5D, everything that's here gets to be seen, gets to be noticed. Pretty soon, when the whole vibration of the whole humanity or of the collective rises such a level, they all will be seen. For some people it's a really scary thought that these creatures, entities, Lizzies, whatever, were always already there. I remember the television series V for visitors, and then it became V from victims, and then it became V from victory, and these were aliens who wore masks, human masks, but they were actually not human, and they ate rats. Oh man, it's crazy. If you, I mean, some of you might remember this TV series, I don't know, but it's crazy to think that so long ago it was already, you know, it was already out there. Everybody could have seen okay, so, but we just saw it as like science fiction. It's a science fiction, but I never believed in science fiction. I do understand that science needs facts, so as long as science cannot prove it, it remains science fiction. But when you don't need it to be facts, but you can just feel it, you can just sense there's some truth to this. There's some, I can feel like something isn't right here. Something feels off. But the way we were raised with 1 + 1 is 2. I used to ask these philosophical questions or just playing around. So if 1 and 1 is 3 and 2 and 2 is 5, how much is 3 and 3? And some of these would be really hard because it's about logic, right? If 1 and 1 is 3, then you add 1 to the sum. If 2 and 2 is 5, then you add 1. So 3 and 3 is 7. That's easy, right? Yeah. So yeah, you can be totally aware of awareness, you can be totally aware of your person doing all sorts of things and still get lost because it's not gone. It's not like you move into fourth density or in the fourth, fifth dimension, and then you no longer have to deal with third dimensional things. No. Maybe once we are like fully ascendant into fourth density, then the third density will no longer be there. Like the second density is not really here. You can sense it still, but and it's like a I actually don't know how to. I don't know a lot about first and second density. The way I remember it is that first density, everything just is without knowledge of self. So it doesn't know it is. It just is. And then I think in second density, you become aware of that you are. And therefore, at some point, you also become aware that the other is not you. And I think this is like where duality starts to creep in, because you start noticing like, I am not them, they are not mine, I'm all alone. I think in first and second density, you're just part of all of it, and then in second density, you become like part of the group, very community, tribal, part of the herd. Musings. So yeah, my nervous system has been under a lot of strain until I started to say yes to me, but it wasn't enough. So I also had to learn to say no. To my caretaker, taking care of everybody. No, stop this. To the caretaker in the other. Listen, I already have a mother. I don't need a second mother. To their inner child. Recently talking to a Dutch guy I met here. He's nice. And he was having some problems with, or difficulty with a woman he met, and they had great sex, but he wanted more. And I think he told her something like, "I have these feelings for you, but I feel like you don't have the same feelings for me." And then I told him, "Yeah, maybe you should send her a message like, listen, I want to be very clear what I need from you. I'm looking for a mother type. So please, can you be this mother type for me? I don't just want to have sex. I want to also be like cuddling with you and being close to you. That's what I need. I need a mother." Yeah. What if we would be blatantly honest in what we want, what we need from each other? Because then the other can just say, "No, sorry, no." But that's the whole thing, you know. Our ego, and you can see it in little children, and also in big children, from around 50. Yeah, any age. Yeah. Children are little humans, and adults are big children. If I can't get my way, I will start manipulating. I will throw a temper tantrum, or I'll throw a fit. I will be so angry that you will be tiptoeing around me, so I can feel like powerful. Yeah. It's called, you have like 3 levels, like false hope, false power, and denial of needs. And they're all based on neediness and not getting what you need as a child. So false hope, I'm gonna act like this, so I hope then you will love me. Or I'm gonna act like this so you scared of me and give me attention, even though it's negative attention. At least I get attention. And you feel like you're in control. It's the illusion of control. False power. And denial of needs is just, I didn't need anything. I'm okay on my own. Isn't it just wonderful how all of us are becoming aware of these things? And I don't mean psychologically or theoretically. No, I mean like really be fully aware of it. Like you also start to live like this. You start to not only act like it, no, you actually start to live like this. And these insights I share with you guys, some of it you will recognize. Some of it would be like, might be like, I get it. I see it. And once seen, it cannot be unseen. So of course you be confronted with it as well. Like, I told a friend, listen, you've been chasing truth for all your life. You've been claiming to know the truth for all your life. But truth is not static. It's not a static given. It's dynamic. It's not black or white. It's a spectrum. And after that, he could no longer hold on to this truth seeking and truth claiming and truth saying to everybody like, I know the truth and I need to tell everybody the truth. And, this disappeared, which is very liberating, but also can also be really disturbing because you had such a good time as a truth teller, and then suddenly it falls away. Like, oh shit. I mean, this whole caretaker thing that was apparently still so present in my system. This program, I call it programs. If you watch The Matrix, you understand like what I mean with a program. A program is like just you put an app on your phone, and this app, because you gave it allowance, agreement, consent, and it starts messing with all your other apps. It starts messing with your phone. It starts doing things you didn't wanted to, or didn't know, or didn't ask for it. But you only notice it when it starts disturbing things, when it's doing things that you agree with, you're okay with. Then it's a good app. So I took on the program of caretaker from a very young age, and it felt good because I could make people feel better about themselves. I could make people feel better around me. My me it's like felt really important. I felt really needed, and this became a need. And you can claim to be a light bringer, but it doesn't mean you don't have shadow. No, I'm also human, aware of the human and being the human. It's the same thing. I guess you can also maybe feel, not that you have to take care of me or something, but I guess you can always also feel like in this whole episode, I feel a little bit sad, I feel a little bit tired, I feel a little bit off, but I'm okay. It's grief, it's letting go. Probably for the best. I actually don't think so, but things had to change, and now they changed. So there's no way back for me. I don't want to go back. I want to go forward. So, I can really sense you present, your presence. Don't know who it is, but I can feel you. Thank you. I still need to book my ticket back. I only booked a ticket to Malaysia. I haven't even looked at it. Yeah, I just trust that as soon as I look, it will show me either a ticket the next day, or very soon, or maybe even the same day if possible. I just go back and forth, you know, in and out, or out and in. Yeah, take a trip and come back home. One final thing, this feels vulnerable, and I do sense some form of insecurity. Maybe it's a bit of like I have nothing to talk about. But yeah, just being present here with you. Okay, see you in the next.